Hi. Oh, let me tip you down just a teeny bit more. This is my new friend, Jennifer.
Hello.
And she does biofeedback. So tell us more about that.
So biofeedback is all about stress reduction. We cannot escape stress. Stress is part of our daily life, but we can learn how to either reduce stress or we can learn how to respond to it differently so that the stress we can't get away from, whether it's our job or our family or relationships, if there's stress that's in your life that you just can't quite get away from, how do you respond differently to it? So biofeedback can help support the mind, body, spirit in doing that and reducing stress.
And what is your background? Like, what did you do before this, and then how did you get into biofeedback?
So I've been a registered nurse for 16 years and kind of just really felt like I was ready for a change. I wanted to work on more than just focusing on the physical or on the symptoms. And so I was introduced to biofeedback and fell in love with what it can do for your mind, body, spirit, and how it can really help with just a whole host of things, all the way from anxiety to pain to autoimmune issues or cancer, things where our body's just really out of alignment and no longer really functioning in the state that we want it to be in. And so it gave me that kind of big, broad picture to work with people on more than just symptom management and really getting to maybe the root cause of things, which a lot of times it's not just a physical problem. There's emotions and all sorts of other things that can be entwined with stress.
Yeah, and I loved, you spoke recently at our BAM meeting, and you were saying that you went into sort of healthcare wanting to make people healthy, but it's a very sort of an illness-focused world. So it's not about making people healthy, but making them what's the right word?
Well,
like
kind
better from rather than from making people healthy, it's making them from like unsick.
Right. It's kind of maintaining the level that you're at. And for me personally, I don't want to just maintain. I want to get better. I want to improve my health. And I feel like so many of us just want that quick fix. We want that pill or that thing that's going to make it go away. I had a lady come to me recently that just said, I have a headache and I have this pain right back here, and can you do something to make it just go away? And I would love to say, yes, we're just going to make it go away like that. But it's not a quick fix. There's nothing in this world that's a quick fix. One meal is not going to make you skinny. One walk is not going to make you healthy. And so it's not about a quick fix. It's really about what are your choices every day that you're making, and do they align with where you want your health to be? Because no blame in it. If you're happy, having a diet that isn't necessarily going to get you the physical level that you want, or working out doesn't, support where you're at, then you have to make choices to change that. And so just being honest with what do you want your life to look like. And if your life has a history of cancer or autoimmune issues or those chronic health issues, then what you've been doing to get to where you're at isn't working. And so you have to do something more. You have to make changes in order to get back to that state of wellness.
Great. And I think you also talked about how the stress kind of affects all these different aspects of wellness, that it's not, it's not just stress that you're reducing, but just that it like almost every disease has an element of stress in it.
Right. And so whereas you can start out with saying you have anxiety, or saying maybe something a little bit more physical, whatever it might be, you might start out there, but as you start to peel that onion layer back, you start to realize this really wasn't rooted in anxiety or that physical issue that you had. It really stemmed from maybe something that happened in your childhood or a belief that you hold deep down inside. And so biofeedback is able to actually start to unravel that and start to add in components of looking at that big picture, so that sometimes after a few sessions, you'll start to notice you respond to things differently. And it's nothing that I feel it's very subtle. It's very gentle, very relaxing. Erin got to experience just a real quick, brief session, but it's not anything that's going to be a quick fix or solved in one session, but it really can be quite profound if you give it a chance to just do what it's supposed to do, and then you on kind of a personal level are making those changes to then support that as well.
That makes sense. So with that, I did give it a go so that we could kind of talk about it. and you can see.
Yeah, so Erin's still got the little marks on her forehead from the...
Oh yeah, there they are.
From the head strap.
I tightened it up too. I tightened it, made it more tight than you put it.
So that goes around your forehead. And then I have these a bunch of little ones that go around your wrist and your ankle. And that's how my device communicates with you. So it's all through forms of energy exchange. My device and program sends you about 11,000 signatures that interact with your body, and then subconsciously you send back those reactions really quick, and it gives me kind of a map or a readout of your stress profile and where we should focus on in that session. And sometimes you can come in and it's different from session to session, and other times we start to see a thread, and when we start to see that theme, that's what we go to work on. So that we can get to that deeper layer, because as you start to find out what emotions and what different aspects of nutrition and physical aspects and things like that are all entwined, you can starting to unravel those pieces.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Do you have
it's a nice fashion statement.
Thank you. So what do you have coming up? Do you have any events or specials or anything that you want to talk about as far as going forward and what you're doing?
So I do have an event coming up in Kenmore. It's on May 3rd. I have 4 people, I think, right now that are signed up for it. It's all going to be about just exploring where you hold stress. So it's all about stress reduction, and I call it intentional mapping. I feel that it's very important to look at your stressors first before you start focusing on what's going to bring you joy. I do feel, joy and happiness and fulfillment and all those sort of things are very important, and you should focus on filling your cup. But sometimes if we don't focus on what's causing us stress to begin with, it's still going to be there when we get back home. So you can go try that new class, you can go and experience something new, and it's exciting, and you're on cloud 9, and then you come back home and those stressors are still there. So if we can focus on stress, I have too. If you can focus on stress reduction and at least acknowledging where you hold stress, then you go and fill your cup and do things that might help reduce that stress, but kind of do the best of both worlds. So I have an intention mapping. It's on May 3rd. It's from 5 to 6 in Kenmore here. I have it on my Facebook business page, Intentional Balancing. You can check that out. And we still have spots open because it's up to 10. I can take 10 people for that class size. And if you're interested, pop on over and sign up.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me on Entrepreneurs with Erin.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And if anybody's interested, she'll be able to respond in the comments.